Hi guys, one man who's not too happy about seeing Elon Musk stick his nose into British politics is the political commentator and journalist Andrew Neil. Now, he described here a scene that sent a shiver down his spine. Tommy Robinson, Steve Bannon, and the richest man in the world calling for a revolution. Have a listen to this.
Well, I think not for the first time Trevor Phillips got it right. This was not, everybody on that march was not on the far right. But there were people on the far right who were on the march, and some of them resulted in entirely unnecessary violence. And I hope, like all violence in any political demonstration from whatever part of the political spectrum, the courts will take a very stern line on that. Free speech is precious, but free speech depends on the ability to express our views without fear of violence. And to put the police in the line on that as well is just unacceptable. So I think a lot of the march involved people who are just deeply worried and unhappy about the direction of the country. And I think rather than condemn that, we should understand that. There is a broad feeling across the political spectrum that the political class, the political elite, are letting us down. Having said that, I think there are British politics in which seminal roles are being played by Tommy Robinson, Elon Musk, Steve Bannon. I'm afraid that sends a shiver down my spine. That is not the British way and is not the way to go. And that's a direction which fills me with fear if we go further down that road.
So why are some people giving those figures a hearing, do you think?
Because they feel the mainstream's let them down. I mean, let's not forget, by the summer of last year, people were up to their eyeballs with the Tories. They wanted a change. They had no great faith in Labour, but they thought, well, they can't be worse. Well, lo and behold, we know we've just been discussing what's been happening with Labour in power. And I think as a result of that, and that's why British politics is at a watershed, and why the traditional parties are finding it so hard to get support. We've said before, Labour and Conservative, when they won elections, used to get over 40% of the vote. Between them, they can't muster 40% of the vote now. And at a time when the centre cannot hold, when people are disillusioned with the mainstream, they go to extremes, whether it's Jeremy Corbyn's party or the Green Party, or whether it is the Steve Bannons and the Elon Musks of this world. It is not a good time.
It's interesting that he didn't mention Nigel Farage there. He went straight to Elon Musk and the Steve Bannons of this world and juxtaposed them or contrasted them with the Green Party and Jeremy Corbyn. Look, maybe people will disagree with me, but the Green Party is not extreme. The policies that they're pushing are not extreme. Now, they may be extreme to people who would generally vote for reform, but for the mainstream, they're not extreme. Now, but what he's saying is right here. The mainstream parties, the Conservatives and Labour, are in serious trouble. The Conservatives may not survive the next election, while Labour are in serious trouble and they need to turn things around. They're losing support to reform, in particular when it comes to certain issues, and they're losing support to the Green Party as well. Now, Jeremy Corbyn and Zara Sultana's party isn't really going yet. If it does get rocket boosters under it, it could cause serious trouble for the Labour Party and potentially also the Greens. But at the moment, the Greens on the left are the real challenge, and of course reform on the right are the real challenge. The Conservatives are nowhere to be seen. They've been described as ghosts. They're around, but we don't hear them or we don't see them. So for the Labour Party, as I keep saying, what they need to do is they need to improve the situation for ordinary people. People who attended this march, a lot of them are angry with the government. They're angry with the elites, as Andrew Neil has pointed out. But Labour could win these people back if they're able to convince them that their policies are helping them and that the communication is direct to them, that we are the ones who are improving your life. So you have to improve people's situation, and you also have to communicate that you're the one doing it. You also have to hold up a mirror to Nigel Farage. You need to reinforce the point that he has voted against measures to improve your life. There was Joe Politics who visited Nigel Farage's constituency recently, where people were asked on the street about policies that whether they agreed with these policies or not, and some of them including the European Convention on Human Rights, protecting workers' rights, protecting human rights, and people were in support of these rights, and support in protecting them. But then as soon as Nigel Farage was mentioned, they supported his position of stripping away these protections. So it's important that that's called out, that people understand that when there's protections for workers, the Labour Party is on one side and Reform are on the other. Because if people don't have this communicated to them, they're going to believe that Nigel Farage is a man of the people. Nigel Farage is on the side of the working class. Nigel Farage is not rubbing shoulders with the elite in order to get their money and to drive policies that would favour them. Nigel Farage has to be exposed as a charlatan, as somebody who's working not just for the rich, but against the working class. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.